Good evening, folks. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of May, and it's happening. It started with Twitter rumours. There's a lack of denial from Number 10, and usually reliable government sources going underground sent Westminster into a frenzy. Then David Cameron failed to attend a meeting with the Albanians, a massive blow for the Albanian government, who had rolled out a welcome mat, including a giant poster of him on a building in their capital. Then Sunak was asked about it at PMQs.
Mr. Speaker, speculation is rife, so I think the public deserve a clear answer to a simple question. Does the Prime Minister intend to call a summer general election, or is he feared?
Aye.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as I have said repeatedly to him, there is, Mr. Speaker, spoiler alert, there is going to be a general election in the second half of this year.
Then, for about 20 minutes, it all became about Jeremy Hunt quitting. They say that he'll lose his seat anyway. He hasn't got any money for tax cuts, so he's off. And we were about to get a cabinet reshuffle. Then it swung back round to being all about a general election again. There was an emergency cabinet meeting at 4:15 p.m. last week. Rishi Sunak said, book your summer holidays. We're going for autumn.
Got a holiday booked then, so you need to let me know. Family,
do come back and tell us when the election is, and we'll be delighted to have you with us then. November. Thank you very much.
Book your holiday.
Book your holidays, he said. But as the afternoon progressed, one date emerged. July the 4th. And it was all eyes on Downing Street. And then out came the plinth. Yes, there we go. And then all eyes on the Downing Street door after that, wasn't it? And out strides Rishi Sunak into the pouring rain to remind us all immediately about the time this government locked us down and smashed our economy to pieces.
I introduced the furlough scheme. I did so not because I saw a country simply in need of desperate help, albeit we were, but because I saw a country whose future hung in the balance. I have never and will never leave the people of this country to face the darkest of days alone. And you know that because you've seen it. As I did then, I will forever do everything in my power to provide you with the strongest possible protection I can.
No one in Downing Street thought to provide Mr Sunak with an umbrella as he got soaked to the bone. Then the music started and his message to the nation was drowned out.
Prices will ease and mortgage rates will come down. This is proof that the plan and priorities I set out are working. I recognise that it has not always been easy.
Things can only get wetter, eh, Rishi? Finally, the Prime Minister got to the important bit.
Earlier today, I spoke with His Majesty the King to request the dissolution of Parliament. The King has granted this request.
But there was a stark comparison between Soggy Sunak and Slick Starmer, who looked more prepared and Prime Ministerial than the Prime Minister.
Tonight, the Prime Minister has finally announced the next general election, a moment the country needs and has been waiting for.
So here we go. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has gone for it. The general election will be on July the 4th, and we go now to Downing Street with our political editor, Christopher Home. Christopher, has Rishi played a blinder, or has he got this all wrong?
Well, time will tell, won't it, Patrick? And good evening from Downing Street, where Jeremy Hunt has just arrived back from this fundraiser the PM has been in charge of over in East London. The election starts today. It has caught virtually everybody, apart from a few people around the Prime Minister, completely unawares. I was talking with a member of the Whip's office earlier tonight. They told their flock, their 24 MPs or so, there'll be an election in November. I've been told for ages it'll be in November because that's when it makes sense, because by then you may have had some cuts in interest rates, maybe 2 of those from the MPC, the Monetary Policy Committee. By then inflation's down to well under or around 2%. Net migration falls, Patrick. Illegal migration may start to tick down. Even you might have tax cuts announced by the Chancellor in a fiscal moment in September. All those levers the PM has chosen not to pull. Instead, he's gone for an election that no one was expecting in the pouring rain. And the campaigning starts tomorrow. Tory MPs are cross. At least one letter has gone in, or a letter of no confidence in the Prime Minister tonight. They tell me there's a chance they can depose the Prime Minister as leader of the party before next Thursday, when Parliament is dissolved. I think the jury is out on that. I think the chance of that happening is slim. very slim, but that gives you an indication of the fury of a lot of Tory MPs tonight. The ones speaking to me just don't understand why he's gone for an election now when he didn't have to. Why not wait 6 months and see if all those things that might happen have happened, and then further doubts emerge about Sir Keir Starmer. Instead, the PM has gone for an election that no one expected.
Yeah, look, Christopher, thank you very, very much for keeping us bang up to date all day there.